Yo, what's good, y'all, man? We got King and Godzilla, man. First look, you know what I'm saying, part 2 of the movie. Official plot reveal, not a rematch, but a team up against who? So, yeah, leave a like to my channel, y'all, man. Hit the bell, and, yeah, straight to the video. Let's get it.
Finally, after months of wondering what the heck is this Godzilla vs. Kong sequel, we now know it's not a battle, it's not a rematch, it's a team up.
What? Did we just become
So they gonna team up?
best friends? Yup.
They went from enemies to friends, and hopefully now, lovers. But that is right, my Godzilla vs. Kong fans. We finally have here some official released announcements about not only what the movie is going to be about with a full plot synopsis, we also have confirmed returning cast members, and that means it's up to us Godzilla vs. Kong fans to speculate like crazy. Who is this big bad monster that Godzilla and Kong are gonna be going up against? Whether we think there will even be a slight chance of some sort of rematch in this movie? Either way, I really want to hear from you guys out there.
I got one on rematch, but I mean, if it was something else big, then hey, shit, I want that too. No cap.
What do you think of this being the plot for Godzilla vs. Kong 2? Are you still on board with the MonsterVerse movie?
Yeah, hell yeah, I'm still on board.
Do you think they'll make another one after this, or is this the finale? Really curious to hear what you guys say. Alright, so yes, to kind of just bring you guys all up to speed here, we had heard for a while that they were planning to do a Godzilla vs. Kong sequel. But everything that we had been hearing about this sequel was kind of confusing, because at first we heard it was just another solo King Kong movie. Some of the rumors even said the story would be about Son of Kong, so we would follow.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, man. I heard a lot of that shit, but I was like, nah, they probably ain't gonna do that shit. They probably will if it's, I mean, if somebody else do it. But I'm like, nah, they ain't gonna do that shit though.
Of King Kong, I'm assuming his life in Hollow Earth, and Godzilla wouldn't really be a part of it, but this would still technically be a sequel to Godzilla vs. Kong because it follows directly after those events where Kong is now living in Hollow Earth. But looks like those rumors were complete BS, because then we were starting to hear rumblings, no, Godzilla is going to show up in this movie, so it left us all wondering, why would they fight again? They were pretty much mates, or at least friendly to each other, to the point they're like, there's no use fighting each other. King Kong, you'll obviously defeat me, so I'm gonna stand down out of respect. At least that's what I tell myself at night. What could be the reason that would make them want to fight again and give us another movie? But now we know here, it's not another battle. This is a team up, baby. King Kong and Godzilla gonna double.
I ain't gonna lie, Godzilla people don't like that. And I know we don't like that too. You know, Team Kong all day, every day. No cap.
Team some Titans. Thanks to Eric Davis here from Fandango, he gave us a look at the press release that was released to the media for Godzilla vs. Kong, letting them know that official filming had begun on the movie. We had already seen some set footage, but that was all stuff not involving the main cast or even the director.
Yeah, that's just behind the scenes. Well, not I said behind the scenes. That was like extras, you know,
just
type
stuff
shit.
They kind of needed to film that are quick background shots of people running away from monsters.
Yeah.
So this was more about the big stars of the movie getting.
That's still fire though. How they got like
that. The cameras and them filming this thing. So in this press release, they have the plot going. This latest entry follows up the explosive showdown of Godzilla vs. Kong with an all-new cinematic adventure pitting the almighty Kong and the fearsome Godzilla against a colossal undiscovered threat hidden within our world. Challenging their very existence and our own. The epic new film will delve further into the histories of these titans, their origins, and the mysteries of Skull Island and beyond.
Oh, we already know about Skull Island.
While uncovering the mythical battle that helped forge the extraordinary beings and tied them to humankind forever. Yo, let me tell you right there, this movie is gonna frickin' rule. That plot sounds awesome. We already heard that the working
Yeah, I mean, well, I gotta see it though. I ain't gonna say nothing to it. I ain't gonna say nothing yet till I see a trailer. So I'm on question mark right now. I'm on question mark, but I already know it should be 5, but still, you know, I ain't gonna say nothing yet till I watch the trailer.
Title for this movie was Origins. We even saw it on the little marker that they used to film with a logo and everything. That's not the official title. That was just something that they're using to currently make the movie with. That's where some of us monster fans were thinking maybe this was a prequel movie going back to the ancestors of Godzilla and Kong when they first fought, and us seeing them forge that battle axe that Kong was using to whoop Godzilla. But now it looks like we're kind of getting the best of both worlds, is whatever this new threat is that is uncovered within our world, it'll be attached to the history gameplay of Kong, Godzilla, might explain Hollow Earth and some of that stuff we were seeing in Godzilla vs. Kong. Godzilla might explain Hollow Earth and some of that stuff we were seeing in Godzilla vs. Kong, probably giving us some flashbacks to that. But I think the most intriguing part of this, it's not only connecting Kong and Godzilla, it's connecting the human characters, which we all know are our favorite parts of these movies.
No! God, please!
No.
Please, no! No!
We all know are our favorite parts of these movies.
No! God, please, no! No! No!
Of course, you gotta throw the human characters in there somehow, get them involved, and well, speaking of the human characters, let's talk about some of the returning cast members before we speculate who this big bad monster that Godzilla and Kong are about to fight against. We were given our first look here to the behind the scenes of Adam Wingard, the director of Godzilla vs. Kong, over here directing with Brian Tyree Henry front and center, where you could also see some men in the background with kind of high-tech weapons. I kind of love now that this is the MonsterVerse. If you would have told me after watching Kong Skull Island and that first Godzilla movie that we would eventually get to a point where we'd have Mechagodzilla and we'd kind of embrace some of the more sci-fi things of the MonsterVerse, I would have said no way, this is a realistic take on them. We're never going to get to that point. But thank goodness we did, because that was awesome. And it looks like it'll continue on here, and they'll continue to explore some of the sci-fi craziness of this world, which should get us excited on who the big bad guy could be. But as far as the humans returning here is we got Rebecca Hall, Brian Tyree Henry, Kaylee Hoddle, Dan Stevens, and Fala Chen. A lot of those faces should be very familiar to you because they showed up in Godzilla
the last movie
vs. Kong. Some of the people to note that is not showing up here, Millie Bobby Brown, aka 11. Papa! It's kind of obvious why she's not going to be showing up in this movie. They're currently about to start filming and working on Stranger Things, the final season, and with them currently filming Godzilla vs. Kong, I guess they just couldn't make it work. And not to be mean against Millie Bobby Brown, but she wasn't always my favorite character in these MonsterVerse movies, so I don't mind her not being there. Especially when I already like this returning group of characters. These are people I enjoy. I think they're good, and it's always great when the MonsterVerse brings in returning characters, because if one of these people die now, I'll have feelings for them. I'll be sad. So that's really awesome there, and they're most likely involved because they probably set up a little base on Hollow Earth where they're monitoring Kong and probably studying all the other prehistoric creatures located there and jumping back and forth from Earth's surface level and Hollow Earth. So now getting to speculating on who this big bad monster could be, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, my MonsterVerse knowledge is very limited. In fact, most of my knowledge about which monsters show up come from the video games of Godzilla, because that's what I was obsessed with, and then I looked up their origins with every monster from those games. So that's kind of how I retain a lot of this information. So maybe some of you out there who grew up rewatching those older Toho movies can be better versed in the comments section. I'd love to read those. But there are two monsters in particular that I feel could be a good choice for the big bad guy here. Let's go with the first one, Biollante. This could be a unique bad guy thrown in there because I think Biollante is kind of a unique one. The thing I'm looking at here when speculating on which monsters should be is ones that are also influenced or have their origins tied to humankind, because that's what they're saying here is whatever this big bad threat is that comes from Earth, the humans are also involved in it being.
Yeah, they say humans, yeah.
And Biollante, from her origins, as I remember, was basically this genetic experiment that a scientist did where they combined human DNA with Titan DNA, creating this plant-like prehistoric being. It's also an interesting villain because you could have commentary on the environment since it's sort of plantish. It also has multiple forms and it's really hard to kill because once you think you've destroyed it, boom, it transforms into another thing. It's got vines sticking out of it, a really gnarly head. Like, they've done a good job, I think, of designing these monsters in the world. I was really happy with Mechagodzilla's design, so if this is a character they came out with now, that would look super cool. My only problem with Biollante, it's very stationary. We know Kong will most likely be kind of the main character of the movie again, kind of like they did with Godzilla vs. Kong, so I think he'll be the one doing a lot of the punching and fighting, and you want to give Kong someone that can fight back, that isn't just throwing out vines or spewing out spores. So that's the only thing kind of stopping me there with Biollante. So getting to the one I kind of am willing to put money on and say, hey, this is probably it. Gigan. Now, I know what you're thinking. Right away, you're saying, Chris, this is one of the monsters from space, though. Gigan is one of these prehistoric creatures that has alien tech and was thrown onto Earth. I believe there's even parts of the story involved where the aliens that created Gigan come to Earth and are disguised as humans, which that would be a cool little twist to throw in there and would make me interested in a human subplot in a Godzilla vs. Kong movie. But Gigan, I think, just lends himself so perfectly to be attached to this universe because it's kind of the best of both worlds. It's a monster, but it's also a machine, so it wouldn't really be exactly like another Mechagodzilla copycat for general audiences who can't tell the difference. And on the whole alien aspect, they say here it's something that has been within our worlds and that is linked to the ancestral past of these two. Gigan could have been a monster that landed on Hollow Earth long ago, maybe met up with these two, fought them, lost, was in a cocoon state, and now with humans rummaging around Hollow Earth, they accidentally awaken it. Not just awakening it, but maybe even call the alien species that sent them there in the first place. I also really like Gigan's design. I know there's been some concept art of them trying to use him in the Monsterverse as a little background Easter egg, but they refused that, which makes me think they might have bigger plans to use them full frontal as a villain. Gigan also has martial arts abilities and all these cool weapons. Like, that would just be an awesome bad guy to see face off against Godzilla and Kong. A martial arts villain? Yes, please. I just think they could actually make that work, and that would be so cool. But I know with all these things I'm rummaging around, to some of you casual fans, they'd be like, this sounds a little too out there and crazy.
that's me right now. I'm like, huh? Question mark?
They're leaning into the crazy. They're leaning into the sci-fi. I also wonder if they plan to make this a trilogy. Like, after they're done with this one, I don't think this will be the end. They'll probably make one more Godzilla vs. Kong type movie, and now we kind of have a trilogy of these films. And if they do that, they better have Destroyer as the big final bad guy, because that's who I was thinking would be part of this movie once I heard it was a team-up. But I feel like there's not enough setup there, and I don't really see how Destroyer can be tied to the humans along with the ancestors of Kong and Godzilla. That's where some of my knowledge just goes a little weak. And also, we have to bring up the fact it might just be a brand new villain, someone new they created. I don't know if they would really do that. I feel right now they're leaning into the fan serviceness of this series, but that could be a possibility. Still, I'm extremely excited. I'm pumped for this. I can't wait to see what they cook up. A team-up movie with these two, that's going to be so much fun to go to the theaters for. I throw it off to you guys. Do you think in this team-up movie we'll have another small rematch? Who do you think the big bad guy could be? Are you interested in the story? Anything and everything, be sure and like, subscribe, follow me on Twitter at 3CFilms or on TikTok at 3CFilms. But as always, I'm Chris. Take care.
Yeah. But we see though, man. Oh shit, I got my OBS on. But yeah, but we see though, man. We see it all, man. But anyway, let me know comment below what y'all think. Let me know comment below. Like it up, sub y'all, and yeah. Peace.